Welcome to r/slash Topposts, where OP's girlfriend buys him some bread and OP absolutely loses his mind. Our next Reddit post is from Relationship Advice. I'm a 22-year-old guy and my girlfriend is 21. She expects me to do random gifts of kindness. Is this walking on eggshells? My girlfriend gets me random gifts every now and then that I don't ask for, nor do I expect her to get, and is upset that I don't do the same. I told her that if she wants something, she should ask specifically, and I'd be happy to get the thing that she wants. She thinks that she shouldn't have to ask, and that it's the thought that counts. I feel as if this kind of expectation is unreasonable because I don't know what to get her or when to get her the thing that she wants. Furthermore, I feel like this expectation is something I can't possibly live up to because it's so vague. Should I be constantly living with the fear that if I don't get her a little trinket on this day or that day, that she'll feel unappreciated and be mad at me? Or what if I get her a gift that she doesn't want? Even still, I feel like I'm being treated unfairly because I love my girlfriend and spend lots of quality time with her. And this new standard makes me feel like I can't just live or be myself around her. Rather, I need to be what she fantasizes me to be. This conversation came about after she saw a TikTok of a guy making a custom bouquet of flowers for his girlfriend after going on a long walk with the caption, "If he wanted to, he would." Then OP posted an update. A day after having this conversation with my girlfriend and a couple of hours after making this post, I felt beaten down and humiliated and suicidal. I was a nervous wreck and ignored every anxious or nervous compulsion in my body, and instead of driving straight home from work, I drove to Goodwill and bought her a $1 trinket. I spent maybe 30 minutes in a small Goodwill store wondering what gift would be best and if she would like any of them. I needed to do it though, because otherwise she'd feel unloved. It was unfair. It was high maintenance. I didn't like it. I drove home and placed the bird trinket onto a plant that she's been trying to grow and walked to her room and said, "Hey, a bird is trying to eat your plant. Come look." And she walked outside confused and enjoyed the gift. After that, I suggested that we take a walk outside. We proceeded to have a good day, cooked dinner together, and all the while my phone was blowing up with comments about how I don't love her, how you guys would wish that she would cheat on me or break up with me or whatever. Well, this morning, my anxieties turned out to be correct about the whole ordeal. She walked into our room while I was sleeping, it's my day off, with a baguette from a grocery store. I had mentioned wanting one on the day before on our walk. I liked the baguette and I appreciated the gift, but now the standard is clearly set that we need to purchase gifts for each other on a daily basis. I'm now nerve-struck trying to figure out what to get her tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day. Now, you might be thinking, why not just communicate to her about how you want to get gifts for each other less often, and have her feel unappreciated and unloved? She won't listen to my feelings anyways, because if he wanted to, he would. My financial anxieties don't matter. The fact that I shouldn't have to live up to a transactional standard of gift giving in an understanding and forgiving relationship doesn't matter. Nor does it matter that I don't expect nearly anything or ask nearly anything of her. Your comments have shown that if this is such a small task and if I don't want to do it or feel pressured or anxious or nervous about it, then I clearly don't love her. I really don't appreciate all of your responses and assumptions about me, my attitude in our relationship. The ones about me not loving her or not paying attention to her or not caring about her are all incorrect, and they come from a malicious and, frankly, bitter point of view. The ones advising me, "Oh my God, just do whatever she's asking of you and stop overthinking," are just as bad. How am I supposed to reach a compromise or communicate or achieve a middle ground when this is the response to me genuinely seeking help and advice? Because I feel like I'm being treated not only in an unfair manner, but in a way that causes me undue stress and anxiety. I want to reach a I'm sorry. This post is ridiculous. I want to reach a middle ground about my girlfriend. That being asking me for specific gifts at specific times, but she feels like she shouldn't have to ask. I feel like this all came about when she saw that TikTok saying, "If he wanted to, he would." But I don't think that phrase is correct. All it instilled in her is a feeling of insecurity and inferiority because I don't do what she fantasizes in a Romeo Playboy type constantly romantic man. Why can't I just be myself around her? Why can't I just live and she lives too and we just enjoy each other for who we are? Not just for what we do for each other, what we go out of our way to do for each other. I wish I hadn't posted here. It was honestly a mistake to try and seek help or advice regarding this situation. It was honestly a mistake to be open and honest about my fears, my anxieties, and the way that I feel like I'm being treated unfairly. I have a feeling that the response would be much different if I were a woman. This post will be deleted shortly. You guys, what on earth did I just read? This guy doesn't need relationship advice, he needs a therapist. This dude's girlfriend basically is like, hey, I went to Starbucks, I got you a coffee, here you go. Oh my God, you got me a coffee? Let me go online and type up a manifesto about how you're ruining my life with your kindness. Yo, what is this guy's issue? This dude needs to be medicated. Just chill out, my dude. Why is he so uptight over, what did she get him? A baguette? A bread? And this guy writes a manifesto on Reddit? Yo, all right, okay. Then he has a nervous breakdown. Oh my God, how can I possibly reciprocate? And the way he reciprocates is with a $1 gift. Yo, in 2024, I don't even know what you can spend $1 on. A pack of gum? I don't chew gum. How much is a pack of gum? I feel like a pack of gum isn't even $1 anymore. No, it's like $3. This is $1.25, $1.99. Yeah, okay. He has to this guy had to go out of his way. He went to the cheapest store in town, the Goodwill, and purchased the cheapest item he could find, a $1 bird. And you know what the sad thing is? The girlfriend loved it. She thought it was sweet and funny. So she's really easy to please. She's not high maintenance at all. She just, wants to be loved. But she's dating this guy who's, okay, he needs therapy. This guy needs therapy. The girl I hooked up with wants to have an abortion legally, but I want to raise the baby. What can I do? I'm a 22-year-old guy, and the 20-year-old girl that I hooked up with became pregnant, and she wants to abort it. I am 100% against abortion and adoption. She told me that she would have the baby and give me full custody, but I don't want that responsibility 24/7 as well. I don't have a job, but I want to be there for my kid. She said that since I don't have a plan, she'll have the abortion. I think she's being selfish and not a loving mother. It's not even illegal where I live to do this. How can I make sure that she has a baby? Like I said, I don't mind helping, but I can't do it 24/7. I also don't want the baby given to some random people. It's literally going to happen soon. Any advice would help. Also, I respect if a woman needs to have an abortion if the kid will have mental or physical problems, but not a healthy kid, especially my kid. Man, this guy, I don't mind helping, but I don't have a job, and I don't actually want to help. I guess I just want to be around the baby and play with it whenever I want to, but not, change diapers or feed the baby. Ugh, that's girls' work. Yo, this dude. Our next Reddit post is from rSlash True Off My Chest. The title of this post is, I ruined my wife's life. I'm a 43-year-old man, and I try to do my best to provide for my wife, who's 38, and my 2 kids, who are 3 and 5, as well as for my mother-in-law, and I would like to think that I'm doing a decent job. Over the years, I worked to improve our family's living situation. Not only did I complete another bachelor's degree and recently a master's in a STEM-related degree, I, at the same time, worked 2 full-time jobs. And I put my wife through school as well. She completed a degree where she could make good money, like $60 to $70K a year in a healthcare field that always has jobs available. But since the birth of our 2 kids, she's since given up on her career to be a stay-at-home mom for the time being. At first, it was a struggle while I was finishing up my master's. Once I completed my degree, after our youngest turned 3 years old, my career took a jump up and we were now able to afford our single-income household in a more feasible manner. We are far from rich, but we do okay for a single-income family of 4. I make a little north of $150,000 a year. This past year, life was overwhelming for my wife, so even though I now work 75% from home, I budgeted to hire a daytime nanny to help her around the house with 1 child while the other is in school now. My day starts every day around 5:30 to 6 a.m. I get the house ready for the day before the nanny comes at 8 a.m. I get our oldest up and ready for school, breakfast made, and plan out my day, bring our oldest to drop off, and be home in time to let the nanny in. My most recent task at work has me grounded for the next 2 months, meaning I'm now 100% work from home, which is nice. I'm busy in meetings all day as my role manages teams on a global scale as I oversee projects from my industry. And over the past 1.5 months, I've realized that despite the fact that my wife says that her life is stressful, it actually starts at 10 a.m. I asked my mother-in-law and my nanny if this was always the case after a week or so of me working from home, and they both responded, yeah. Sometimes earlier, sometimes later. My wife literally just wakes up and cooks and then scrolls through her phone or shops from home, which brings me to my gripe. I'm glad that I'm able to provide her that sort of life since we both grew up lacking in means. I get the possibility that she could have postpartum depression, the stress of having kids, the feeling of being unfulfilled, the fact that I probably am a bad husband, but for what it's worth, everything is taken care of and then some. I manage the house finances. She claims that she's too busy to do so. I pay all the household bills. I pay my own personal bills. I pay her bills, and I track and perform all the upkeep of our house appliances, cars, pets, etc. I also help pay for my mother-in-law's medical bills and car payment. But apparently, my life is on easy street compared to hers. I can't complain to her about my life because it feels like she always needs to one-up me. If I had a bad day, she had a worse day because I'm lucky and I got to leave for work. If my feet hurt from walking all day during work travel, that's nothing compared to her standing and cooking with a child clinging to her. For the past 2 or so years, I've been told that I ruined her life, her opportunities, etc. But when I reminded her of what she says, she denies and dodges accountability. My mother-in-law took me aside and said that she started to notice a change in both myself and my wife. I have a greater attachment to my kids, and hell, I've hugged the dogs and talked to them more about my life than with my wife. I honestly feel like I'm in emotional survival mode, as I'm one step from moving up the career ladder and one step away from finding love and comfort at the bottom of a whiskey bottle. I'm sure that I'll be hearing from the manly men of Reddit about how I'm simping, but I'm not a machine. I just want to know and feel that someone I prioritize aside from my kids appreciates and loves me for what I do. I'm sure that I'll hear from the stay-at-home moms on Reddit, which is fine. I grew up in a single-parent household. It's not easy. But honestly, with the help of her having her mother and a nanny Monday through Friday, can you honestly tell me that she's having the typical stay-at-home mom experience? Because neither my friends or colleagues who are single parents can say that she is. Well, OP, I guess that technically you did ruin your wife's life in the sense that you gave her everything and now she became spoiled. She's entitled, she's selfish, everything's about her because, she's just living life on easy mode. I'm not blaming you, it's not really your fault that she's responding this way, it's just this is a consequence sometimes of spoiling someone is they become spoiled. I can say though, OP, that if this marriage doesn't work out, then there is a huge line of women out there who would love to have their lives ruined the way that you ruin your wife's life. So your wife better wake up and see reality soon, or she might lose her terrible marriage, I guess she considers it. Our next Reddit post comes from r/AmITheButthole. Am I the butthole if I tell my husband that he can't bring his PlayStation 5 when I'm in labor? Basically, it's what the title says. Just to note, my husband loves me very much and he's an amazing man. He's been very involved in my pregnancy, has come to every appointment he can get off work for, and is super excited to be a dad. Anyways, tonight we were talking about when I'll be in labor, and he asked if he could bring his PlayStation 5 to the hospital to play when I'm sleeping or something, not while I'm actively laboring. My opinion is that if I'm the one suffering, the least he can do is be present with me in it. I doubt that I'll sleep very much because I'll be in labor. He thinks that because I'll have an epidural, I'll be able to sleep. I think he's wondering what he'll do if my labor extends to around 30 hours like my sisters did. I respect that, but my question is, what will I be doing? I get that he might feel bored, but I'm going to be the one pushing a baby out. Obviously, if I tell him that I'm not comfortable with it, he would respect that. I'm just posting here with his knowledge because we both want to be right, to be completely honest. That being said, we're both open to being proved wrong. So, Reddit, what are your thoughts? It's kind of telling that he wants to bring a PlayStation 5 for his enjoyment, but not a laptop that's logged into Netflix so the two of you can just, not Netflix and chill because you'll be in labor, but Netflix and be in labor. Netflix and labor. It's pretty selfish that he's only concerned about his entertainment, but not even remotely concerned about your entertainment. Our next Reddit post comes from r/Intercourse. I had intercourse for the first time ever with my boyfriend, but he texted me the day after with a list of the mistakes that I made. I'm a 20-year-old woman, and I lost my virginity to my boyfriend, who's 35. 35? A couple of days ago. I knew that going in, I was going to be nervous and clumsy. The intercourse was pretty awkward, and sometimes it hurt, so I had to ask him to stop a bit. He did finish, but I couldn't finish, probably due to nerves. Anyways, the next day, I woke up to a text from him, basically listing the things that I did wrong during intercourse. This is the text. 1. Be sexier. Don't be so quiet. Moan and scream. 2. Your head game needs a lot of work. Look it up. 3. Don't act awkward. You're not a virgin anymore, so don't act like it. 4. You need to get better at shaving. Winky smiley face. 5. Don't tell a guy to stop when he's getting into it. It ruins the mood. 6. Let me try what I want. Not letting me ruins the mood. 6. Again, should be 7. Don't be shy. It's not sexy. So, don't get me wrong, I'm not against being told how I can do stuff better. I know that I'm not going to be great at intercourse, obviously. I just really don't like the way that he did it. Alright, okay, so a 35-year-old dude expects a 20-year-old virgin to be a adult video star level sexual veteran, but I'll bet you if he were with a sexual veteran, then he would have been pissed off at her for having too big of a body count. OP, just dump the guy and move on. Not only is his list super problematic, but what about him? Was he any good? It's very telling that he didn't bother to say, hey, did you like it? Did you enjoy it? How was it for you? That was r/Topposts from Reddit, and if you like this content, check out my podcast where I publish the exact same episodes. Also, hit that subscribe button because I put out new Reddit videos every single day.